Hello everyone. I want to show you how you can dictate in Microsoft Office 365 and let the software do the typing for you. So this is how it works. In your ribbon, if you go to your home page, you have this dictate icon. Now, once you click on it, it is immediately gonna allow you to start talking. So make sure there's no background going on. You don't want your wife or your husband or your kids talking while you're dictating, because it's gonna show up in wherever you have your cursor. So for instance, here I'm just gonna speak, and so there's two ways on how you can insert your periods, your symbols, your formatting, phrases, editing, uh, adding commas, periods, all kinds of stuff, right? So one of them is you can speak out loud, pause, hit your period, comma, quotation, whatever you want, and then continue speaking. Now, if you have things like this right here, there's an easier way you can do it. Now, you have to memorize some things that's going to allow you to do this. So first, let me go in here and I'm going to put a space after this right here. So I'm going to start speaking this right here. You should be able to hear me use my keyboard whenever I put my open parentheses, my quotations, my quotes, right? So watch how I'm going to do this. I'm not going to speak, because if I speak, it's going to put it in the text. When I was a young conjunctions also referred to as joining words, and which also includes also and to but not. Okay, so that kind of took a while, and it's kind of hard to think and type at the same time. Like you see, even here, you see how I made a mistake here. My it There was a mistake word in for an, because it has to learn how to type your accent, or how you speak, right? In Microsoft learns it. So now let me show you a different way to do this. When I was young, comma, conjunctions, open parentheses, also referred to as joining words, close parentheses, and which also includes open quotes, also close quotes, and open quotes, 2 close quotes but not open quotes, 4 close quotes had 2 rules. Colon. Okay, so you see, overall, you did okay, right? But you see 2, you have to put a, an extra, because it doesn't know which 2 you're talking about. But not, let me see, not, so right here, you see right here, open, it didn't understand my open quotes, right? So you can go in, hold your shift key. Now, as you use this, you get better and better and better. So I don't use it a lot, and when I do, I usually don't have a lot of open quotes and close quotes, so it's a lot easier. Okay, so now if you have a number in like this, right? You can go in and for instance, let's go in here and after this one here. Okay, so if I was going to speak into this thing, what I would do is, depends on what I want, start number list or next, you can do start list. So I'm going to show you one of each. Start list is probably going to give me a dot or some kind of symbol. So we'll do that one first. Start list. They could never start a sentence, semicolon, and next line. They could never have a comma in front of them, open parenthesis, whether clauses are long or not, close parenthesis, period. So you see what I did? I did those right there with what this is a start list. Okay, now if I wanted to start numbering, it's actually going to pick up from starting number 3. Okay, so let's do that again. And when I start my microphone, this time I'm going to tell it start number list. Start number list. They could never start a sentence, semicolon, and new line. They would never have a comma in front of them, open parenthesis, whether clauses or long. Delete word. Delete word. Were long or not, close parenthesis, period. New line. Backspace, backspace, backspace. Okay, so you see what I did here. Instead of telling it start line, I told it start number list. And you got to be careful, because sometimes it will continue, even though it's a new sentence, it will continue this number. So sometimes it'll say 3 and 4. This time it didn't. And you got to be careful. It all depends on how well you speak to this thing. Okay. You see how I had to replace that and to and. if you clearly speak to this microphone, it's going to do it perfect. Now, if you want to know how I knew how to use open parenthesis, close parenthesis, open quotations, you see, it always and I don't say and properly. So there's a lot of words I don't say properly, but you can go back and change them. So if you want to use this and you want to know when and where and how you can use new sentences, new parentheses, new paragraphs, this is what you do. If you're here, okay, and let's add another sentence. Or I'll tell you what, let's say you were here and you didn't know how to start a new paragraph or close your start number list. You could go in here. You see it right here? This is going to give you, when you click on this, it's going to give you all your directions on how to speak, learn how to speak to it. What can I say, and in what languages you can do this in. Okay, these are the languages that you can actually use Microsoft Word with. There's probably more if you probably get extensions to Microsoft. Then it talks to you about these are the words that you have to use. Now, this phrase, to get a quote or a period, either it's called period or full stop. Anytime you see a comma, that means it could be one or the other. So here you can tell it exclamation mark, or you can tell it exclamation point, and it knows that it's going to be an exclamation. You can tell it new line, your apostrophes, colon, semicolons, and so forth. And then unediting. You know, remember, did you see where I would tell it backspace, delete word? You can delete sentences. You can insert space. So without a keyboard, you can probably do pretty much anything you can if you didn't have good typing skills, or you had arthritis with your hands and you don't want to or not want to, but it's hard to type, or let's say your hand got damaged and by an accident you could actually probably do most of your typing with one finger. Let's say if you don't want to memorize how to use your editing, your formatting, your like you can tell a font to be bold, like let's say if I had this selected, I'm not gonna say nothing, I'm just gonna tell it bold, underline, bold, underline, italic. So you can do a bunch of different things while you're typing, and you can start typing and tell it bold, and it'll start bolding from there out. You can tell it to stop bold. You can tell it to subscript, indent, increase dent, indent. And you saw me use start list, start number list. You saw me use next line. I didn't use exit line. I didn't use exit list. You can sometimes you can go straight to new paragraph instead of exit list. There's a lot of things you can do, and it's just going to take practice. Well, that's all I wanted to show you on this. Thank you for watching my video. I will see you on the next one.